We found out we were pregnant in September of 2012. In October of 2012, we were told that we were pregnant with two identical twin baby boys. We were told at that time that we could have a chance of having a rare syndrome with the boys that affects identical twin baby boys, and that's called twin-to-twin transfusion syndrome.
Twin-to-twin transfusion syndrome is a rare disease of the placenta that affects about 15% of identical twins. Without treatment, loss is about 80 to 90% of the time due to heart failure. Treatment for twin-to-twin transfusion syndrome is laser surgery or amnio reductions.
When we met with the doctors at Rush University, downtown Chicago, they had told us that we needed to correct the twin-to-twin transfusion syndrome diagnosis. We were told that we only had a certain amount of time to react before things could escalate and get worse with the pregnancy. So we were told that we needed to find a hospital somewhere in the country to be able to get the procedure done. Unfortunately, the procedure is very rare and only occurs at a couple of hospitals that do it very well in the country. We chose Cincinnati, Ohio, and we had to actually travel down on Christmas Day for our December 26th appointment.
The laser surgery tied off the nerves that connected the two babies to correct the twin-to-twin transfusion syndrome. After the surgery, we had to wait 24 hours before we were able to see if the babies had survived the surgery. And sure enough, both babies had 2 heartbeats the next morning. So at a follow-up appointment at Rush Hospital to check out how the babies were doing and to see how I was doing, I was told I had preeclampsia. And the only cure for preeclampsia is delivery, so the doctors ordered me on strict hospital bed rest. So my first week on bed rest, I had seen a sermon about having your masterpiece, what you visualize God's plan for your life. So I made the masterpiece, the Rodriguez masterpiece, and on there was a healthy mother, a healthy father, a healthy daughter, Alicia, healthy babies, and a new home in a nice area with a big yard and financial stability. And I also took Bible verses, Jeremiah 29:11, and a bunch on healing, and I wrote them on a big piece of construction paper and taped it all over my wall along with pictures of my daughter and my husband. And I looked to those as encouragement for the hardship we were going through together.
During my wife's hospital stay, the doctors wanted to call us in for a meeting. We met with the head doctor who had told us a little bit about our twin baby boy, Evan. The diagnosis was very grim and not a lot of hope for him.
She had basically told us that Evan's diagnosis, he was too small to be born, so if he was to pass away or show signs that he was gonna pass, they had wanted us to just let him go. And what we decided that it was in the Lord's hands. If he wanted us to bring home 2 babies, we would take home 2 babies. But if he wanted to take them home with him, then we were gonna let that happen. We knew it was his will and we were trusting that. About 26 weeks pregnant, I was told by our doctor that Evan would not make it to his 30-week growth ultrasound, that her words were he would be dead by 30 weeks, he would be dead. At that time, I started making funeral arrangements for him. I called funeral homes. I knew what I was going to do with his ashes. I had it all planned. And I called my mother crying about Evan, and she had said that was not God's plan, that she would not accept it, that she rebuked it in the name of Jesus, and that Evan would live and not die. And I was also told the same thing by a nurse. I had a lot of people lifting me up. My mother and her ladies' Bible study group. These women were encouraging her, which was encouraging us. The prayers and the love that we felt from Evangel Church are amazing. I can still get goosebumps and feel it now. We love this church and we're so thankful to be a part of it, and we're just very thankful.
So after moving the family into our new house and waiting anxiously for a phone call from my wife, We had found out through the phone call with my wife that we could save Evan and actually be able to have him born safely.
The doctor told me that Evan had grown enough to deliver him. So we waited 2 days to get me some steroid shots to help with the baby's lungs. And on March 14th, 2013, we had both boys. Evan came out weighing 1 pound, 11 ounces, and David was 3 pounds, 3 ounces, and both boys were 13.5 inches long. Basically, they had told us that they would have trach tubes and Evan would have all these issues, but he came out just needing some oxygen for a while. They did have long NICU stays. Evan was in the hospital for 89 days and David was there for 73 days. So throughout our journey with this pregnancy, Evangel Church had rallied behind us. They were there for us, supporting my mother, and through her supporting us. Prayers and love. We knew everything was going to be okay. We could feel the prayers, we could feel the love that Evangel had for us. And my Rodriguez masterpiece, well, we have a healthy mama and papa. We have a healthy daughter. She's 4 years old. And we also have 2 healthy baby boys. No complications. Both are very healthy, happy, and wonderful babies. We also have a new home in a nice neighborhood with a very big yard, which I had wanted. And when it came to financial stability, every time we had issues trying to get gas money to go to Rush, trying to, just anything, something came through. A check would come in the mail, cash would come in a card, someone would be like, oh, here, I have this for you. It always happened. And I know everybody longs for financial stability, but we had it. We had the help, and it just came, and God is so good, and God helped us so much. He is just incredible.